they will arrive with this storm brewing. Oh, Igor, must you continually sneak up on me like that? It's terribly disturbing. I thought I told you to wait down below in the dungeon until I called for you.
I'm sorry, Doctor. It's the monster. He's getting terribly restless. The last time he was like this, he broke his chains and tore the hinges off the door.
Well, I'm doing the best that I can. Oh, the burden of a reputation. Oh, grandfather, why did I have to find your laboratory notes and embark on this hideous career? Look at this face, Igor. Oh, look at it from over there, would you? Once I was young and happy, and now my face is lined with worry wrinkles.
Oh, your grandfather was a great man. How often my grandfather Igor has told me stories of how they would work together out at night, cutting criminals down from scaffolds, digging up bodies, out all night in the muck and the mire. Eesh, I'm glad I was not there.
Yes, I know all the old stories too. My grandfather created a monster out of men, an indestructible creature. The only problem was the monster's brain, thanks to your grandfather.
Oh, but it was not Grandfather Igor's fault. He couldn't read. How did he know the brain he stole from the university laboratory was the brain of a nincompoop?
He should have recognized a comrade.
Oh, what a wonderful night. It was on just such a night as this that the monster was created. The lightning is his mother, and he gave him the strength of 100 men. How proud our grandfathers were.
Yes, but enough reminiscing. We have enough problems of our own trying to correct the mistakes of the past. My brain transfer machine is ready. We no longer have to operate to change the monster's brain. Using the Forite crystal, my machine spins the brain into 1 billion particles, sends them through the air, and reassembles them in a new cranium.
Wonderful, Doctor. Wonderful. But when do we begin?
As soon as we find a new brain for the monster.
I know where there's a wonderful brain.
You? Where?
In here.
No.
No. But it's a perfectly good brain, and it's never been used.
Well, Igor, there are brains and then there are brains. I won't discuss it further. Now, hopefully the right brain will arrive this evening. With all the electricity from this storm, we shall have added energy for a perfect transfer. I have advertised this castle as a hotel with all the travel agencies from Berlin to Los Angeles. I expected a large supply of brains, but so far, only one group has made reservations. They will arrive tonight, and with everything in readiness, we must use one of their brains. Oh, I almost forgot. You are no longer to call me Dr. Frankenstein. From now on, I am Baron Frankenmeyer. Do you understand?
Yes, Dr. Baron Frankenmeyer? But I've been meaning to ask you, Doctor, how can we run a hotel? We have no maids, no servants, no bellhops.
Well, it's simple. You will do it.
But I do everything around here. I watched the monster all night. I fixed the machine all day. And now you want me to carry tourist baggage and run room service? It's too much. I quit.
Wait. You don't understand. If one of our guests is chosen for the honor of the brain transfer, then you, yes, you, my pungent little friend, will be in the perfect position to plant the crystal on him. You know I have not yet learned to focus the rays of my machine, so I have planted one crystal on the body of the creature, and the other must be placed on the body of the victim, or rather the subject, whose brain is to be transferred. But I cannot succeed if you do not help me. Do not abandon me now in my hour of need. I shall be lost without my Igor.
There, Doctor. I won't leave you. How can you think such a thing of hard-working, loyal, and lovable Igor.
Oh, very well. Go make the rooms ready. Our guests should be arriving shortly. It's a group of American tourists. Okay. But first, mix another sedative. I don't want the monster disturbing our guests. Use the good whiskey tonight. Perhaps we should be grateful he hid in the brewery last time he escaped. He's so much easier to sedate now. But make sure his chains are secure anyway. The little tyke is gaining in strength every day, and I don't want him breaking loose and mauling the villagers. It's bad for PR. Oh, grandfather. Grandfather, do you hear your creation? Moaning for relief. I, Dr. Henry von Frankenstein III, shall correct your mistakes. I shall perfect your creation and end the failures of the past. I shall remove the curse of the Frankenstein.
It's ready, boys.
Good. Make no delay. Get him quiet as soon as you can. Then make the rooms warm and ready with a nice warm fire.
Yes.
Now, this storm will only hold until they arrive.
Hello, darling.
Ooh.
Oh, you look surprised to see that.
Natasha Nabrinsky.
So you have not forgotten me. Darling, it is so nice to see you again. And the Carpathian Mountains are so lovely and quiet. Like a mausoleum. Don't be silly, darling. I have been taking treatments at Van Helsing Health Clinic in Budapest. I drink only cranberry juice now. But I must admit, I have not lost my desire for adventure, excitement, and the romance. Oh, make reservations for 5. Stop. Julius T. Woodlocker and Daniel Stoke, arriving October 30th. Stoke. Several travel agents in Manhattan, New York. Tell me, what does this mean? Who is Julius T. Woodlocker and family?
Well, I decided to go out of the monster business and turn the castle into a vacation paradise.
Oh, wonderful, darling. All this old place needs is new blood. It was just an expression, darling.
Well, what are you doing here anyway? I thought I told you last time I saw you I wanted nothing more to do with you or your husband. By the way, where is the little bloodsucker?
I am leaving blood again. I am tired of him running around night after night after night after some new young thing. He has made a fool of me for the last time.
Well, maybe if you settled down, he would too. You two were made for each other, you know that. Although not by me. But you always go back to him anyway, so why leave in the first place? It's ridiculous.
It is not ridiculous. I am tired of sitting at home alone, waiting for him to drop me a morsel of attention. I will not be the bat in his belfry any longer. My trunk will be arriving shortly. It's a new one. I got it in Egypt last summer. It's simply beautiful.
A trunk? But I have guests arriving.
Darling, I don't like to be pushy, but I don't like being refused anything. You escaped me once before and I forgave you. If you do not let me stay, I shall fly around and scare all of the guests out of your hotel. And then there will be only me and you left.
Why, that's blackmail.
Oh, of course. Do you still have that bungling idiot with you?
Yes, and he has good reason to remember you, too.
Oh, it was really harmless, Henry. You escaped me with your trickery and Igor was available.
But Igor? How could Vlad ever suspect Igor?
I told you, I was desperate. Vlad will take whatever. Vlad will believe whatever he thinks he sees. But I assure you, if I do not stay here tonight, you and Igor will suffer more than any man has ever suffered before.
Oh, very well, but don't mingle with my guests.
Oh, I promise. You think about it.
Doctor! Doctor!
Oh, hello, my little pet. My, how you have not changed.
What is she doing here?
Well, she just flew in for a little visit. Nothing to worry about.
Because of you. I was beaten. The dogs were set upon me, and I was chased over half of Transylvania. I swore revenge.
Beast! I am warning you. You keep him under control, because next time I will not restrain myself. Now, Beast, take me to my room, and when my cook arrives, bring it up.
Make appearances. Yes. Oh. Perfect. Welcome to Hotel Frankenstein. I hope your stay will be an enjoyable one. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Baron Henry von Frankenmeyer, your host.
Julius T. Woodknocker here, and this is Mrs. Woodknocker and all the little Woodknockers. My car. Ooh, lovely place you have here. Early Karloff. Say, when do we eat? I'll have 2 fried eggs, 2 poached eggs, 2 scrambled eggs, and 2 boiled eggs, and roast beef. Rare, medium, well done, and overdone. Do you have any stewed prunes?
Well, I suppose so.
Give him some black coffee, that ought to sober him up. I want to get one thing perfectly clear. I suffer from a case of nerves and insomnia. I lie awake all night long trying to think of ways to go to sleep, so I must have quiet. Quiet!
Papa's really shaking up in Paris. He got caught in the elevator in the Eiffel Tower. He had to ride up and down 3 times before he went.
I haven't had such a case of seasickness since Cetus lost a fit for Ace at Hialeah.
And that's very amusing, Mr. Woodknocker.
Well, not nearly as amusing as he thought it was.
Ah, my bitter half. She has all the modesty, poise, and ill humor in this family.
Don't push me too far, Julius. This is not the time to talk about our family histories. Remember, your nerves.
My wife doesn't think I'm very funny. Say, Junior, how much would you charge to run into an open manhole?
Just a cover charge.
Oh, well, drop in sometime.
Sugar.
I guess we cleaned that up pretty good.
I don't understand.
Well, neither do I. Don't let it happen again.
Julius, haven't we had enough humor for this evening? Don't push me too far. I swear he does it just to embarrass me. Mr. Frankenmeyer.
Oh, you may call me Henry.
Henry.
Well, let's not get too familiar here.
Henry! My husband's been in vaudeville since he was young. Very young. Now he has a hard time telling what's reality and what's a play.
To me, reality is a play, or a play is reality, or vice versa. Ought to be a wisecrack in there somewhere, but I doubt it. Anyway, 1 for all, all for me, and me for you, and 3 for 5, and 6 for a quarter.
I must say you do look rather familiar.
Oh, my husband's not who you think he is.
I know exactly who I am. I'm an impersonator.
He is a continual source of embarrassment to his family. But that doesn't stop him. Nothing stops him. He'll insult anyone. Now he says that he's suffering from nerves and insomnia, so the doctor sent him on this trip to recover. But actually, he's been trying to drive me to a nervous breakdown for 20 years.
That's no drive, that's a shortcut.
I'll just apologize now for anything he does later.
Hello, room service. Ice water in 318, is that so? Well, how to get there? Oh, you want some? No, we don't have any ice. This is Coconut Beach, Florida. No snow, no ice. Tell you what, cut up some onions. That'll make your ice what?
Well, that's very nice, Mr. Woodknocker. Now, I notice that there are only 4 of you.
Say, that's pretty good. With just a little practice, you could count clear to 10.
We've had enough comedy for the evening.
What I mean, sir, is that the travel agency wired that there would be 5.
That'll be our 5th wheel, Mrs. McGonigal. She's out in the car and refuses to come in. She says this place reminds her of something out of a monster picture. Can't imagine why. Mrs. McGonigal, when you see her, you'll think she looks like an idiot. When she speaks, you'll think she sounds like an idiot. And all that backwards and she's an idiot. Ruth, go out and see if you can get her out of there.
Horrible. I was sitting in a car and this horrible face peeked through the side window. Oh, it was the most gruesome thing I've ever seen.
Must have got a good look at herself.
I
get away.
I rest my case. This is Mrs. McGonagall, our traveling companion and housekeeper. Any resemblance between her and an actual human being is purely accidental.
I'm warning you. Oh, Mrs. McGonagall, whatever it was didn't hurt you. You just need to settle down. Oh, you worked yourself into an anxious state of mind. What with the long trip up the mountainside and the appearance of this hotel and the storm, you just need some rest.
Oh, I'm not staying the night in this place. Why, I'd be too frightened to close my eyes. Who knows what might be lurking in the corners or under the bed?
I can say something, but I won't.
I'm sure you will feel differently after you have refreshed yourself.
Ah, yes. Now, Mr. Frankenheimer.
That's Frankenmeyer.
Yes, Mr. Frankenheimer. How much are the rooms here?
How much? I hadn't thought of that. Would $20 be too much?
$20 to stay in a rundown dump like this? That's ridiculous. Get your bags ready. Come on, come on.
Now you're talking.
Julius, it's too late to find another place to stay. Now we have reservations and we're staying. Now, if you want to get up tomorrow and leave, that's fine. But tonight, I'm not budging.
No, you can't go. The road is very dangerous at night, especially with the storm coming on. I'm sure that in the morning we can reach an arrangement that will be agreeable to all of us.
This isn't the first time this has happened. Most people expect to spend money when they go on vacation, but not him. In Paris, he stormed down to my reserved hotel and we had to drag our luggage all over town for 5 hours looking for a cheaper place to stay, just to end up right back at the first hotel.
Well, it was the principle of the thing.
Well, I'm principled out. I'm tired. Miriam's tired. Junior's run off somewhere. I refuse to leave. Now, if you want to sit here on your luggage all night long, that's your affair.
Oh, very well. We'll stay. But I want quiet!
Thank you, Julius. Where's Junior? Junior? Junior?
Here I am, Mom. Hey, Pop, this place is swell. Be a peach place for murder.
Junior?
Well, it would.
I will have you shown to your rooms. I will then prepare you something to eat and have it brought up to you. I'm sure you must be famished after your long journey. Stop! This harmless creature is the bellboy, Igor. You must have him confused with someone much more frightening, like his cousin Al Gore. Yes, here we go. That's a good boy. You see, he's as harmless as a puppy dog. Now, Igor, take the nice people's baggage and show our guests up to their rooms.
Oh, what's that?
Mice?
Mice. So that sounded too big to be a mouse.
Yes. Well, the sound, it echoes through the lower hallways, but don't be frightened. They always stay down below in the old dungeons.
Dungeons? Oh boy, can I see them, Pop?
No.
No, they're all locked and sealed shut. No one's been in them for years.
Say, mister, does this place have any secret passages leading from room to room?
I don't believe so.
That's enough, Junior. You can explore later.
Gotcha, Pop.
Igor will show you to your rooms.
Careful with those bags, they've got all my costumes in them. If you lost those, I'd have to play Lady Godiva. Believe me, I haven't got the equipment.
Walk this way.
He said it, Ruth, I didn't.
Don't even think about it.
Not a suitable brain among them. But I suppose I must make do. but there's no time to get another. Oh, with all the electricity from the storm, the energy in my machine should be ready by 11 o'clock. I will get the crystal and give it to Igor, and he will place it on... Oh, which one? The boy? No, too young. There's Mrs. McGonagall, but who? That frightens even me. Not Mrs. Woodknocker or the girl. Well, that leaves only one choice, unfortunately. Mr. Woodknocker. Well, after we place the crystal on Mr. Woodknocker, we will sedate him. And then, at 11 o'clock, my monster will have a new brain! Oh, the thrill of it all. Igor, answer the door. Whoever it is, get rid of them. Then keep an eye on our guests. No, I don't mean that literally. I must recheck my instruments.
Oh, my! My! Oh, my! Oh, my! My, oh, my, oh, my! My, oh, my! Get rid of them, he says. We should have made them carry this up first. They make me do all the work. Fetch and carry, fetch and carry. But someday, I will get my revenge. They will ask me to do something, and I won't do it. Better yet, if I could get my brain transferred into the body of the monster, I would be the most powerful man on earth. Think of it. My wonderful brain in the monster's wonderful body. That's it. When the doctor gives me the crystal, I'll keep it myself.
Hello, Mr. Igor.
Hello!
What are you doing?
Fetch and carry, fetch and carry.
Say, that looks like a mummy case. Who does it belong to?
A guest.
I wonder if there's anything in it. Can I see?
No! I'll get in trouble. And I have enough of that already. Don't touch the box. Leave the box alone. Leave alone the box. Don't touch the box. Leave the box alone. Don't touch the box.
Darn, nothing but a little dirt. Oh well, this place has possibilities. Now, if I were a secret passage, where would I be? No. Aha! The fireplace! There's always something in the fireplace. No. Aha! There you are, you little devil. I knew this place had to have a secret passage. I bet this leads to every room in the castle.
Well, I must see the doctor. It's very important. It's a matter of life and death.
I'm sorry. The doctor's in the middle of an important experiment, and he cannot be disturbed.
He hired you. He must be disturbed. Anyway, I only have one night left. Tomorrow is the full moon.
The full moon?
Yes, the full moon.
You mean the full moon?
Yes, that's what I said. I'm tired of repeating myself. I am Sir Lawrence Talbot, the third.
Oh.
So you've heard of me?
Yes, but never did I think we would meet.
Oh, I'm not all bad. I have feelings, needs, wants, desires. But when the full moon rises above the mountains, I'm changed into a hideous, hairy beast with huge, jagged, pointy teeth and a thirst for blood. Now get me the doctor.
The full moon?
Yes, the full moon.
Full moon.
The doctor.
Full moon. Full moon. Go!
fought!
Oh, excuse me, Mr. Frankenmeyer. Oh, I am sorry. I thought that you were Mr. Frankenmeyer.
That's quite all right.
Oh, I hear
Miss-
you. You're Docker. Are you a guest here too?
A guest? Yes, I suppose I am. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Sir Lawrence Talbot, the third.
Well, I don't mean to sound forward, but do you by any chance play tennis?
Tennis?
Well, I was just going to ask Mr. Frankenmeyer where the tennis courts are so I can practice in the mornings. But if you play, then we can play doubles with my father and brother. Oh, they're quite good, though. They won the doubles trophy at the country club last summer. Oh, I am sorry.
Oh.
I didn't mean to dominate the conversation.
That's-
I get so tired of talking to no one. My family all
That's
day.
quite all right, miss. Your conversation is delightful, really.
Thank you. Yes, I'm afraid it's true. I haven't had anyone but my family to talk to ever since we came on this trip. Well, I don't speak French or German.
Well, I speak English like a native. I lived in England for many years.
Oh, I love England. Oh, well, it's history and all. Oh, I'd like to go to London someday. Well, we didn't go this time because Father was there and was going to play with my mother shortly after they were married. Woo!
Your father's an actor.
Yes. Well, he's a comedian. You know, at home he's quite ordinary. Fun, but not too different from most fathers. Oh, but when he's in public, he turns to the most outrageous character. Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde. Do you know what I mean?
Yes, yes, I know very well. Oh, when will this torment end?
Are you all right, Mr. Talbot? It's only a storm.
Yes, yes. You're right. It's only a storm.
Well, anyway, Mother used to be a dancer in my father's play company, but he made her retire. I think she resented it a little. Well, she still does. But Father hasn't been feeling very well. You know, nerves and insomnia. So his doctor suggested a trip. Oh, but he hasn't felt much better. Oh, and he gets seasick at the mention of a ship.
I understand.
And the ship we were on sat so high in the water, it rocked back and forth, standing still at the dock.
That's Chico, Hoppo, Groucho, oh! Very, very amusing.
Oh, well, Father didn't think so.
Oh, I don't think I laughed in years until this very moment.
Now, Mr. Talbot, I presume.
Yes, and you must have...
Mr. Frankenmeyer.
Frankenmeyer. Oh, I see. Mr. Frankenmeyer. Well, I must speak with you immediately. Mr. Frankenmeyer.
Oh, don't let me disturb you. Well, I hope to see you later, Mr. Talbot. You're so interesting to talk to. Oh, and Mr. Frankenmeyer, where are your tennis courts?
Tennis courts? Oh, I will have Igor string up a peasant, or rather, some netting for the garden.
Thank you. I'll see you later, Mr. Talbot.
Please, call me Larry. I'd love to see you again. You make me forget my troubles.
But where am I going to get a net? Oh, I don't know. Then use her stockings. But first get something for the mon. Oh, the mon. Melvin. Melvin? Yes, you know, Melvin.
Oh, you mean Melvin?
Still playing with your monster, Dr. Frankenstein?
Don't call me that. It's none of your business who I'm playing with. Now, what do you want?
I'll take a drink first.
Igor, drink for Mr. Talbot. You better get one for me, too. I have a feeling this is going to be a long night. Now, what do you want?
Well, you obviously know who I am. Tomorrow's the full moon.
The full moon?
It's the full moon! I can't go through another full moon like the last one. You don't know what it's like to live month after month, year after year, knowing that whenever the moon changes, no matter where you are or what you're doing, you will be changed too. Your body is racked with agony. You're hunted like a wild beast. Doctor, you must help me. That girl, I can't think of getting friendly or even liking her or anyone else for fear I shall see the mark of my next victim in their hand. Doctor, you must cure me.
Cure you? Why, that's impossible. It would take months, perhaps years of study before I could even attempt to cure.
Then kill me, Dr. Frankenstein. You do the same for a mad dog.
Calm down. Grab it, little beast. Perhaps there is a way. Yes. It'll take time and perhaps trial and Error. But there are possibilities. I will strike a bargain with you. If you will help me with my experiment tonight, then I will help you.
Yes, anything to be free from this curse.
Once you begin, there is no turning back. Agreed?
Agreed.
Then let us drink to our partnership.
You didn't make this one.
To success.
To freedom.
To Melvin!
Now, listen carefully. This is a forthright crystal. It is very rare. It is the key to your future happiness. But you must make no mistakes.
Don't worry, Doctor. I won't. Tell me, what do I need to do?
Well, I was going to give this to Igor, but a man who is desperate will make sure nothing goes wrong. This is the key to my brain transfer machine.
Your what?
Oh, we don't have time for details. You must get this placed on Mr. Woodknocker this evening.
Woodknocker?
Isn't that the... yes, the girl's father. He's a little strange. Actually, he's a lot strange. But he is intelligent. And if my experiment works, I can always retrain him as I want. The energy from my machine is focused through this crystal. His brain will be changed into 1 billion particles and transferred through space. It takes several hours to build up the energy necessary to make the transfer. And once the machinery is turned on, it is very dangerous until the energy is released. It will be ready by 11 o'clock this evening. You must get this placed on Mr. Woodknocker by then. But a warning, if you are still in possession of this crystal at 11 o'clock, then your brain will be in my monster, and his brain will be in you. You have only an hour. Do not fail.
You're going to steal some poor man's brain just for your monster? I don't... I feel strange. No! No! No, it's too soon. The full moon isn't until tomorrow.
Talbot? Talbot? Oh. The sedative. Igor, you idiot!
Did you call?
Oh, Mr. Woodknocker.
It's good to see you again, but I have no one to blame but myself. Lovely weather we're having. A bit chilly, but it keeps the ice from melting.
Doctor! Doctor!
Doctor! Why, I am a doctor. Where is the horse?
Oh, well, sir.
Ah, it's just as I suspected. You're smoking too much.
Oh, no, Mr. Woodknocker, it's Mr. Talbot. He's fainted.
Do not tell me. I shall find out for myself. Do nothing for this man. He has fainted. But he needs us a long ocean voyage. In the meantime, I shall be out in the garden. If he should recover, don't blame me.
But Mr. Woodknocker, it may start raining soon. You'll get wet in the garden, and getting wet wouldn't be good for your brain. Or your health.
So I get that. Summer's added to a sunstroke. Remember, I am an incurable insomniac. And the only cure for insomnia is vada. Yes, vada. And lots of gin to go with it. But you know, I lie awake all night long just trying to think of ways to go to sleep. I used to worry about it a lot. But now I've decided to think about other things, like, well, he's black and brown and looks good on a politician.
I haven't the faintest idea.
A Doberman. No, insomnia is terrible.
That man is crazy. Maybe I made a mistake. Oh, now what to do with Talbot? I can't just leave him lying about. Yes, that's it. I'll place him in the coffin until I can get Igor to remove him to the dungeon. Yes, suspended that. Big one. Stay. Now to get Igor.
Secret passages sure are handy for finding out things. So this is the whole plan. And there's the crystal. Well, I better go to the cop. He won't believe this. A real wolfman. Mr. Talbot! Mr. Talbot? Oh, darn. First man I meet on this trip, and I don't even get to talk to him. Oh, I'll see him in the morning, I suppose. Maybe we'll skip tennis and go for a long stroll in the woods. Or we can sit under a tree and talk.
Oh, Miriam, have you seen your father?
I haven't seen him, Mother.
He's out wandering around again. He says it's insomnia, but I just think it's another way to keep me up. He's probably out bothering the other hotel guests or personnel. You know, it's one thing to act crazy and make people laugh while you're on stage, but to carry on with those antics off stage is just too much. Your father's been embarrassing me ever since we got married, not to mention total strangers. Come to think of it, I haven't seen any of the other guests.
Well, there's one man I've seen.
Oh?
Yes, a young man. Oh, he's very interesting looking.
And when did you meet him?
When I was asking Mr. Frankenmeyer where the tennis courts are.
Did you happen to ask Mr. Frankenmeyer where the bathrooms are?
Why not?
All I have is a bowl and a pitcher of water in my room. Well, there aren't any upstairs, so I'm going to look around down here. Better not stay down much longer, dear. It's starting to get dark. There aren't any lights in the hallways upstairs. I tell you, the accommodations in these old European hotels are terrible.
Well, Mother, before you go, may I ask you a question?
Well, of course. About what?
Well, did you love Father when you married him?
Of course I did. Very much. I still do. Do you think I don't?
Oh, no, I know you do. Well, I just wonder sometimes the way that you're always scolding him, and he seems to do everything he can to aggravate you, and to make you argue with him.
I guess we've done it so much for so long we don't even realize what we're doing. Your father has given me many wonderful years. Did you know I was dating his brother when we met? That's when your father asked me to be in his vaudeville act as his dance partner. His brother never forgave me for marrying Julius.
Well, was it love at first sight? I mean, can such things really happen? Well,
It was a whirlwind romance. I suppose it's possible to meet a young man for the first time and know that he's Mr. Right. Just make sure you know more about your Mr. Right than I knew about your father. There'll be a lot less shock and surprises that way.
oh, Mother, will you do me a favor and try to overlook a little of what Father does? Will he may not try so hard to make you upset?
Well, it's not easy changing overnight. But I'll think about us awful hard. Better get upstairs. It's starting to get chilly.
Oh, I won't stay down too long, Mother. We'll go for a walk together tomorrow morning, and have dinner together tomorrow night, and then we'll go dancing on the terrace.
Fetch and carry, fetch and carry. Move the body from this box to that box. Hello.
Well, have you seen Mr. Frankenmeyer?
No, I haven't seen the doctor anywhere.
Well, what about Mr. Talbot?
Mr. Talbot? No!
Well, if you do, be sure to tell him that Miss Woodknocker is looking forward to playing tennis in the morning.
I never have any fun. Nobody ever asked me to play tennis. But when my brain is in the body of the monster, then I will have fun, making life miserable for everybody else. Now, where is that crystal?
Ah, my dear Countess, you have no idea what a relief it is to find another yourself, wandering the dark and halls of the night, searching for that peace, that relief that never comes. Well, it's time to get up, that is.
Oh, darling, I know just what you mean. As soon as the sun goes down, my eyes are wide open.
Oh, I love the way you say darling, darling, darling.
Darling,
Yes?
it is my frank, it has arrived.
I once knew an elephant with a trunk like that. It was too small for him, so he sold it for $40. In fact, that's the trunk.
Isn't it beautiful, darling? I got it in Egypt.
Ah, Egypt you too, eh? Reminds me of a girl I was in. She was fair, fat, and sporty, and her bank account wasn't too shabby either. It reminded me of the Prince of Wales. Oh, not the real Prince of Wales, but the Prince of Wales. Believe me, I know a whale when I see one.
Oh, darling, you are so full of whimsy.
Can you see that from there? I always get like this when I eat radishes.
Would you like a drink?
Never touch the stuff.
Well, I have a terrible craving for a bloody milk.
I'll bet you do.
Pop, I need to talk to you.
Well, go check up in my room. If I'm not there, I'll most likely be out in the garden under a cabin tree.
Pop, this is serious. There's a man in the mummy case, and Mr. Frankenmeyer is really Dr. Frankenstein, and he's trying to steal your brain with a machine that uses a crystal.
It's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. Why should he steal my brain when he could have it for $32.50? And he looks tax. Let me smell your breath. Oh, just as I thought. You gotta lay off the lemonade.
But Pop, it's true. Go look.
Very well, my good man. You didn't tell me this was a music box. To play home on the range?
Beady eyes and hideous grin on his face. Didn't fly out again. Oh, I can't stand this horrible place.
Natasha, I warn you.
Oh, don't glare at me like that, Henry. You've been down here talking to Mr. Woodknocker. It wasn't me. You're looking for us. What's the matter?
I'm fat. You fat. Go into my room.
Oh, well, I thought it was Mother.
Well, it could have been. You ever seen her without her makeup?
Where is Mother?
She was arguing with the wall the last time I saw her.
She was looking for the bathroom.
Well, where did she go?
Down that hall there.
Down this hall? Oh, these halls can be dangerous if you don't know where you're going. I shall call Igor to look for her.
Well, I'm not budging from this spot.
Igor, what are you doing back there?
I was setting a trap for mice.
Oh, about that story. You've been waiting there to jump out at me. Don't tell me you were.
Quickly, Igor, we must find Mrs. Woodknocker before...
Oh, that's rude. What's that?
Mice.
Well, that figures Ruth can't stand mice.
Quickly, Igor.
We'll go with you, my good
Oh,
man.
no. You must stay here. It is dangerous in the dark. Please, stay up here.
Very well, Junior. Let's play cards.
Father.
Oh,
You ain't seen nothing yet.
I'm coming, Mrs. Woodlocker! Oh, well, maybe I'll just wait here. Pop, we got to do something. He's still in the mummy case. Who is in the mummy case?
Well, the Wolfman, of course. I'd look in there myself, but I don't have any wolfbane. Mrs. McGonagall, you do it.
I didn't know such a thing, Mr. Woodlocker. If there's anything in there, I don't want to see it. Mrs. McGonagall!
Jen.
Grace, good evening.
Oh, blimey. So my intuition was correct.
My darling, you know I cannot live without you. I have to come.
A pretty story, but I don't believe you.
This must be later. But first, you must introduce me, my dear.
Oh, all right. If you insist. This here is Mr. Woodlocker. And his son and daughter.
And these must be Mrs. Woodlocker.
Not in your wildest nightmare.
This is my husband, the Count.
Ah, the Count of Monte Cristo, I presume.
I know. I am Count Alucard from Transylvania. My castle is in the Carpathian Mountains, near the Borgo Pass.
Never heard of it.
Oh, I am sorry.
I'm not. You ever heard of Cucamonga?
It's him. Those beady eyes. I know him anywhere.
Allow me to introduce myself to this legion of loveliness.
Those beady eyes must be blind.
I am Count Alucard from Transylvania. You remind me of the beautiful demon of my country.
Oh, I am sorry. For a moment you reminded me of... It's quite ridiculous.
Fetch, carry, fetch and carry. Move the body from this box to that.
No.
Hey, darling, look who has just arrived.
Oh, uh-oh.
Henry, you don't look pleased to see me. After all, you should remember that the heir of my darling, Igor Natasha, I am not far away.
Julius? Oh, darling, it was
She hasn't been this affectionate since she was this affectionate.
It came out of the darkness. It was shuffling and growling. Its eyes were flaming, and it had its arms outstretched like this.
Oh, don't worry, my dear. That's just Mrs. McGonagall sleepwalking again.
Mr. Woodlocker, I've been here all the time.
Miriam, Junior, take your mother upstairs. We'll talk about your man in the box later. Man in the box?
Man in the box.
The man in the box.
There's a man in my box.
Where's the crystal? I couldn't find him.
X-ray on the out today. We'll talk about that later. You better hop along too, Mrs. McGonagall. Well now, Mr. Frankenmeyer, what's been going on here?
Oh, why, nothing.
Nothing. Do I look like an idiot? Don't answer that. I may look like an idiot, but I'm no dope. You've advertised this place as a quiet, restful retreat. So far, everybody's been running around screaming. I'm not a well man. I've got to take a lot of pills. Red pills, blue pills, green pills, and yellow pills. And pills to remind me to take pills. Which reminds me, take one.
You can't mean you take this pill.
Ooh, a golf ball. Oh, what I hit off the tee this morning. Remember, I'm not a well man, and I must have quiet.
Why does this always happen to me?
Henry, is that man a lunatic? One of your new creations.
That man is an American.
Igor, fix me another drink.
No, I won't do it.
America. I have heard of these America. Perhaps we shall go to America one day. A fresh new country. Fresh faces. New blood.
And beautiful women.
Oh my darling, jealous Natasha.
And what do I have to be jealous? A silly woman who screams and bats? I think not.
My darling, you know I love only you. You are the moon of my night. Without you, I am but a hollow shell. To guide another, a love of my
Monster? Oh, I completely forgot about the monster.
He's probably roaming the countryside, mauling the villagers as he used to.
Quickly, get the shackles. We must find him. My friends, you must help me find him. It's almost 11 o'clock. We must have him back here by then. Please, my friends, fly over the countryside and try to find him. Igor and I will search the village and the brewery.
Oh, no. I will go search the brewery.
My darling, watch out for that tree on the left. Nice green fly.
All I wanted was a brain!
Have any of you nice people seen a rather tall gentleman with a green face and a bolt running through his neck? You saw him?
That way.
That way? Were the curtains over here? You took your brother? You're a lucky little boy. And he went through those curtains.
Yeah.
He was sitting there. Now you have a seat of your own. Such a deal. Some people would pay extra for that. Now, if the monster went through those curtains, we have a little bit of a problem. It means he's probably escaped into the forest. And we can't do the rest of the show without him. Probably take me 10 or 15 minutes to catch him. And so, we might as well have the intermission now. Now, for those of you who are unfamiliar with our theater, let me just explain a few things before the intermission. We have a snack bar located behind these curtains, but you can't get there that way. We ask that you go through these curtains and form a line in the hall at the back of the theater. Then you can come out these curtains and it will be much less confusing. Now, for those of you who found the first half of our little play rather exciting, if you need to use the facilities, they are located behind this curtain. Behind the curtain you will find 2 rooms. Each room has a bowl and a pitcher of water. Now, there is something very important that I must tell you before we start the intermission. This is especially for the little ones. And for the big ones. And for any of you who might be middle-sized. During the intermission, this is most important. Please remember, don't touch the box. Leave the box alone. Don't touch the box.
Okay, I will.
What size is your head? Don't touch the box. Now, remember, during the intermission, if you are going to go to the restroom or to the snack bar, you must walk this way.
Gotta be in costume. Okay. I'll just take you with me. Okay, right along here. Princess, come up here. You gotta move right along. Get up here behind us. Go. Receiver number 1. Let her get in front. Right here. Right there. Right there. Okay, Ghost, you go now. Now, kids, I want you to move back over this way. Over this. Just keep on moving around so people can see what's going on. Now, as the one steps out, you all move forward one. All right. Now, folks, we have a princess. Do you want to get in this line, ma'am?
No, thank you. I'm just dressed up.
What's wrong with me? There's a prize for you.
Do it, yeah.
Because I have a... All right, folks, let's hear you clap. There you go, honey. There you go. Move up, everybody, move up. All right, now you go. Okay, the next one, princess. Now, what are you supposed to be? A bee? A seagull? An angel? An angel! Angel! Before I heard the doctor... All right, let's go, witch. Just go.
keep this one. I have enough pets already. Now give him a treat. No! He's not old enough yet. Give him something sweet. No! Oh. That's better. Little boy, didn't your parents ever teach you not to take candy from someone who is strange? They should have. No, leave her alone. Leave her alone. No, don't bother her. Don't bother her at all. He's a bad man. He was not made for you. Leave the box alone. Now go to the laboratory. Go to the laboratory. No, the laboratory. Laboratory. Now, give me the bottle. Give me the bottle. You drank it all. You stingy. Drank it all.
Where have you been? You're a mess.
I've been exploring, Mom. Where's Bob?
Oh, he's still asleep. How'd you get so dirty?
But it's almost 6 o'clock. Can I go wake him?
No. You know how furious he gets when he's waking up. Didn't even get to sleep last night until I got up after this morning. It's amazing I got any sleep last night, but with all the racket, it sounded like a steam locomotive was going through Grand Central Station. And then, with your father yelling, "Quiet!" every 5 minutes. I finally talked him into wearing his earplugs. That worked for a while, until the walls started shaking. I tell you, this is not my idea of a quiet, restful retreat.
But Mom, I need to talk to Bob.
Well, you're just going to have to wait. Talk to me. I've been alone all day. Miriam left this morning with Mr. Talbot. Barely got out a "how do you do," and she had him dragged out the door and through the garden and down the hillside. I haven't seen Mr. Frankenstein. But Mr. Igor keeps wandering in and out without as much as a "beg your pardon."
Beg your pardon.
I had the most tasteless lunch. And have you had anything to eat?
I'm not hungry, Mom. I need to go talk to
I
Bob.
need to dress for dinner. You're a mess.
Mom, do you mind if I ask you some questions on what you saw last night?
Oh, your father was probably right about that. It's all in my imagination. Dark hall, the breeze blowing out my candle, flash of lightning.
Well, what's it about? This tall?
Yes, it was.
And about this wide?
Yes.
Did it have a high forehead?
Yes, it did.
Did it have a greenish face and 2 silver things poking in his neck?
Junior, do you really...
Mom, I'm sure it was just your imagination.
Good afternoon, Mrs. Woodknocker. Good afternoon, Junior. You haven't seen the Count, have you?
I haven't seen anyone.
Well, I couldn't sleep last night with all that racket. And I saw the Count pull a large box into his room. It's right across the hall from me. I've been knocking at his door all day, but he doesn't answer. Or you don't suppose something's happened to him, do you?
There's something fishy about that Count.
Oh, nonsense. I think he's charming.
Well, I think he's a gigolo.
A what?
A gigolo. A guy who runs after women for their money.
You mean a gigolo?
Yeah, that's what I said. A guy who runs
I
after...
know what it is. How do you know?
I read it in the book.
Well, I think he's charming.
Mr. Frankenmeyer, what happened?
Oh, we had a little problem with the boiler. Please, forgive my appearance and my neglect of you. Have you seen Mr. Talbot?
Oh, he left this morning with my daughter Miriam. I hope they get back soon. Those clouds are starting to look threatening.
Mr. Frankenmeyer, have you seen the Count? He's still a guest here, isn't he?
Yes, he is still a guest here, but he sleeps a lot during the day. He's a night person.
Sounds like Bob.
Oh dear. It's really starting to storm now and it's getting so dark. I'm going to wake up Julius and ask him to go find Miriam. Something must have happened or they'd be back by now.
Oh, I'm sure she's all right. And I'm going to stroll in the garden.
How long have you lived here, Mr. Frankenmeyer?
I inherited this castle from my grandfather. Look, don't you have someplace you need to eat?
Nope.
Well, what are you looking at? What are you doing?
I'm a junior detective from America. As I get my clues of evidence, I write them down. It saves time later for putting things together.
Evidence?
Yeah, you know, clues and evidence for solving mysteries, murders, robberies. What's that knocking?
Knocking? I don't hear any knocking.
Are you okay, Mr. Frankenmeyer? You look awfully nervous.
Why no, not at all.
Well, I better go. I think I hear my mother.
Yes.
What is the meaning of this?
Look, I'm terribly sorry.
Oh, I'm not as sorry as you're going to be. Looking out all night, searching for that creature of yours. I come home to my room exhausted. And my box is not there. I search and search for that nigger who Igor has landed down here. And I finally found it. There is a man inside. I barely have time to run around and get in myself before the sun comes through the window. I have a splitting headache. And on top of it all, I broke a nail.
Look, I'm terribly sorry, but nothing is going right. There was so much energy in the machine when we returned this morning that it almost exploded. It was only a miracle that it didn't. We got back with the creature just in time. And I've been down in the dungeon working on my machine all day, trying to get it ready for tonight, and now Talbot's gone with my crystal. Yes, the crystal. It's a critical part of the brain transfer machine. I told you about it. Oh, I wish I had a recording of this. I'm tired of repeating it to everyone who walks in. Anyway, Talbot's gone with my crystal. Igor's acting even stranger than usual, and I can't trust anyone anymore, except perhaps you. Yes, if you would help me, darling Natasha, I'd do anything to make it up to you. Just help me tonight.
Well, when you put it that way, darling, how can I refuse you? What is it you would like me to do?
Well, must get that crystal placed on Mr. Woodknocker before 11 o'clock this evening. My machine is building energy again, and this time I have set the automatic control so that nothing will stop it. And at 11 o'clock, it will automatically switch brains. I'll get the crystal, give it to you, and then you snuggle up to Woodknocker and put it in his pocket.
I can do that. I'm sorry, ma'am, but my son's toast landed on your plate. If it should happen again, I'll be sure to throw the jam with it. Oh, but I was just furious.
Good evening, Miss Woodknocker, Mr. Talbot.
Hello, Mr. Frankenmeyer. Have you met the Countess Mary?
No, I don't believe so.
The Countess Nobinsky. Mr. Talbot. Mr. Talbot, I have heard so much about you, but never did I think we would meet. Although I must confess, you do look strangely familiar, as if we had already met.
Oh, I've heard of you also, and your illustrious husband.
Oh, young people are so happy in love. Oh, I remember what it was like to be young. Henry, what are you? I will be back before we are ready to proceed. I must take some exercise. Oh, the children of the night. What beautiful music they make.
I must speak with you, Talbot.
Yes, Miriam, it's been a wonderful day, and I shall never forget it. Do you still have the herb necklace that I gave you? Please, remember to wear it and never take it off.
But it has such an odor, Larry.
Yes, remember I told you it's a special smelly herb for warding off evil.
Europeans are so superstitious.
Yes, we're very quaint, but please do wear it anyway.
Talbot, I must speak with you.
Yes, now, I'll see you tomorrow.
Tomorrow? Oh, no. You're having dinner tonight with my family, and then we're going dancing on the terrace in the moonlight.
Moonlight?
You men are all alike. Mention the word dancing and you just fall apart. Well, I'm going upstairs to change, and I'll expect to see you later.
Did you hear that? She expects me to go dancing with her tonight in the moonlight!
But don't worry, we have plenty of time before the moon rises. Now, give me my crystal.
I don't have it.
What do you mean you don't have it?
I mean I don't have the crystal anymore. I woke up this morning lying on the floor, bruised, rug-burned, and bleeding, and smelling like something that had died, and I didn't have the crystal anymore. I barely had time to look for it before Miriam and the mother came in.
Well, you find that crystal or I'll see you doomed.
Don't threaten me, Doctor. I'm in control of myself now, but in a couple of hours,
You find that crystal and I'll see you don't have to worry about that. I have a special sleeping potion that'll put you out cold for tonight. And just to be sure, I'll lock you in my dungeon. I'll do it every time it's necessary until we find a cure, but only if you find that crystal. Now you better get to it. Time is running out.
I'm not sure about this.
Now, your stories are so thrilling. Please tell me more.
Ah, great Queenie. Henry told me that we had more guests. You must introduce us, Henry.
Yes, Mr. Talbot, the Count Alucard, Mrs. McGonagall, and her hat.
Mr. Talbot, I've heard of you, but never
Did I think we would meet?
How did you know?
I've been peeking at your script.
Well, I was just telling Mrs. McGonagall about my castle in Transylvania. You should all come for a visit one day. The house was fun. We'll run the countryside. It's so exhilarating to go hunting. The pool with their fiery eyes, glowing in the night. And I'd love to fly through the flowery skies over the twinkling lights of the buildings, nestled in the clouds and valleys of the mountains.
Oh, you have an airplane? Well, really, I've always wanted to learn how to fly.
Perhaps I shall teach you one day. Come, my dear Mrs. McGonagall. Let's watch the moon rise above the rugged mountains. Such a wonderful sight to behold. It reminds me of the broad battlements of my castle.
Oh, Count, I'd love to see your broken battlements.
I can't go through with this, Doctor.
We made a bargain.
Your monster is made from bits of dead men. That's hideous enough, but to steal a living man's brain?
There is the mistake of the past. A dead man's brain has too much deteriorated tissue. Even when we operate, we damage too many cells. But a complete reassembly of the cells and tissues, think of it.
I can't. I didn't ask to be the way I am. Oh, it's a disease. It's a curse. I didn't willfully do these things, but you willfully do evil.
Oh, evil Schmeeble.
You think you are driven by a curse? Well, so am I. The curse of the unknown. The curse of the past, preying on the future. Failure is my curse, and I will not fail again. If your heart is so weak at the thought of the sacrifice of just one man for the advancement of science...
Advancement of what science? Is it going to save lives? Make the world better?
I won't discuss it further. If you don't want to put the crystal on Woodknocker, I'll do it myself if I have to, but it shall be done. You just find that crystal before it's too late to do anything about your little problem.
Doctor! Doctor! The machine! It's overheating! All the dials are spinning around!
You touched something!
No! Touch something! I told you not to touch anything! Oh, why does this happen to me? I think that's real bad.
You! Find that crystal! Time is running out!
Igor, get away from me, you idiot! Go help Calvin find that crystal! It's not nice to treat people the way he treats me. I think I need a new master. How about you?
Oh, no thanks. I have enough trouble looking after myself. Anyway, it was you that got the crystal lost in the first place, you with your fumbling tomfoolery. Yeah.
I don't think I like you any better than I like him. Besides, with what I know about you, I would have a fine tale to tell a certain young lady.
Silence, very smelly one. You breathe a word of that to her or anyone else, and I'll see it's your last stinky, rancid, putrid, smelly, malodorous breath.
Yeah, easy for you to say. If I find the crystal, I won't give it to you.
Looking for something?
None of your business!
We'll see about that, Mr. Igor. Pop, that's the wolfman. He was the one in the box. He was marrying him all day.
He doesn't look too wolfish to me. My son tells me you're the wolf that's been after my daughter.
You must be Mr. Woodknocker.
I was the last time I checked.
How do you do?
Everyone is fine, thanks.
The one in the middle.
Oh, right. Oh, no. When's this boat gonna stop rocking? I might as well be a drinking man. I wake up with a hangover anyway. Oh, where's the portal? I think I'm gonna be... Well, let's get down to your brass knuckles. What are your designs on my daughter?
I like your daughter very much.
Likely story.
You'd better hurry. The doctor won't like it.
Another country heard from us. Haven't I seen you somewhere before?
I carried your bag.
I'm not sure I'm seeing you now. I don't want to give you the bum rush, but put an egg in your shoe and beat it. Off with you, out of here. Amsterdam, tired of your nincompooppery.
But I don't have an egg.
Well now, Mr.
Talbot. What I wanted to
my
say
son
is...
here is known in our neck of the woods as Smoots Woodknocker, and he thinks something funny is going on here, more than I can say.
Now, Mr. Talbot, if that's your real name,
Oh, this
what
is
are you
ridiculous.
doing
I don't want
here?
to...
I'll ask the questions around here now, Mr. Talbot, if that's your real name.
Oh,
What are you doing
come
here?
on.
How did I do?
It's your birthday.
Well, I wanted
to
to...
tell you what you're doing here. You're looking for something that you lost last night, right?
How did you know?
Is it bigger, smaller than a red box?
Mr. Woodknocker, if you know
What did
something
you
about...
put in that container on the mantle?
Pop, what did you tell him?
Well, that's where you put it, wasn't it?
How did you know it was here?
Well, last night while you were talking to Mr. Frankenfurter, Frankenheimer, or Frankincense, was there a convention here last night? Anyway, whilst you were taking a snoozing, yon box, Junior pinched a little bottle.
So you know everything.
I know Junior's side of the boondoggle was yours.
Does it really matter?
Certainly! Every puddling nuisance is entitled to a defense. Only keep it short. I'm only here for a week.
What can I tell you that your son hasn't already told you?
Well, who says I believe him? He's a good kid and all, but he can only tell the story as far as he knows it.
But I have it all down in my notebook. He says to Dr. Frankenmeyer, I can't go on like this. You must cure me or kill me. And the doctor says I can't.
All right. I'll tell my own story, thank you, and then I'll walk out that door and you'll never hear from me again. But you mustn't tell Miriam. I don't want her to know. Tell her I have a terminal disease, something smelly. It would never work out between us.
I'll be the judge of that.
Oh, you may not know me by my real name, Sir Lawrence Talbot, but you have heard of the Wolfman. I am the Wolfman.
Told you, Pop.
The real Wolfman, eh? I've heard of you, but
Never did anything agree with me.
You've been peeking at my script?
Oh, I never wanted to be the Wolfman. I've lived in agony for years, just searching for a cure or some kind of peace of mind. That's why I came to see the doctor. Not for a piece of one of his minds, but to see if he could help me with a cure. Oh, he said he'd help me if I helped him with his experiment. But his experiment just turned out to be a plot to steal your brain for his monster. Using some kind of a machine and this crystal, he plans to switch your brain with the brain in the monster his grandfather created.
Told you, Pop.
I'm ashamed to say I went along with it at first. But I want nothing to do with it now.
Well, that's an interesting tale, Mr. Talbot. And it does confirm Junior's side of the story.
Pop, what are you going to do to it?
Well, you never kick a man when he's down, son.
Here, take the crystal.
I don't want to give it to Frankenstein.
But he'll just try and slip it back to you when you least expect it.
Let him try. It'll be a sorry day when I can't bamboozle the likes of him. Besides, I need a little excitement.
But your nerves, Pop.
Well, my nerves will take care of themselves. What we need to do is find a way to foul up the machinery around here. You think you could find your way back down there and throw a wrench into the works?
I can try.
Well, be careful. Remember, Lady Godiva put all she had on a horse. All we've got is you.
Don't worry, Pop.
No, we're in trouble. Who all's involved in this nefarious little plot of yours?
Well, me, and Igor, of course, and I don't know if anyone else is involved.
Well, what about the Countess and that Alucard?
Alucard is just Dracula spelled backwards. I've heard he and the Countess are extremely jealous. They're always flirting in front of each other.
I thought she was kind of friendly to me, but I thought it was on account of my charm.
Dreamer.
Do you think she's involved in this plot?
Could be. The doctor could use anyone if he got desperate. He and the Countess were talking when Miriam and I came in earlier.
Knowing human nature as I do, I'll say Frankenstein's not going to try anything on his own. I got my money on the Countess. I think I'm going to have some fun tonight.
Where is that doctor? He needs to come and help me soon. I'm starting to grow hairs where there shouldn't be hairs.
You look like you're in a bit of trouble.
Yeah. I'll go look for him.
Julius, I'm looking all over for you. You need to dress for dinner.
I am dressed.
You can't eat like that.
Why not?
Julius, we bought you 2 tuxedos in Paris. I just wanted you to wear one of them tonight.
I bought those 2 monkey suits because they fit and they were on sale. I never said I was going to wear one. You don't have to.
Julius, I just want you to dress decently for once, and not like something the cat drug in. Would it be so hard to please me once in a while? Please, don't embarrass me like you did on the boat.
Oh, Mother.
Very well, Julius. Do as you please. I'll, wait for you upstairs. Oh, where's Junior? He's run off again.
I sent him on an errand.
Oh.
First argument she's given up in years.
Well, she's trying very hard not to argue, Father.
Well, what for? What would life be without a little discussion now and then? I'll see you when I see you, Talbot. Well, what are you looking at? Haven't you ever seen an orange, Julius?
On the ship, Father refused to wear his tuxedo when they got invited to dine at the captain's table, and Mother refused to be seen with him. So he told her that... Oh, what's the matter? You enjoyed all my other stories.
Nothing.
Don't look so gloomy. Relax. I'm not going to bite you. You had a good day, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
Good. Well, it's a wonderful evening, and we're going to have a wonderful time.
Miriam, I have to leave. I can't stay. I have to leave right now.
Excuse me, Miss Woodknocker, but I must speak with Mr. Talbot. You don't have time to be flapping those hairy gums. Now, give me my crystal. Here. Take it. Go the devil. Don't be a Mr. Goody-goody around me, Talbot. Now, have you seen the Countess?
The Countess? So that's who you're going to use. I figured as much.
Don't bother yourself about it. You've got a little problem of your own, and, from the looks of you, we'd better hurry. I'll send Igor up with the sedative. It shall have to be injected. I'll see you in the morning.
What was that all about?
Nothing. Miriam, do you still have the wolf bane, the herb necklace that I gave you?
Oh, silly as it is, yes. I have it right here.
Good. Remember, no matter what happens, we could have a lovely day together. But please remember to wear the necklace. Now I have to go.
You're acting so strangely this evening, Mary. Here, come and look at the mountain. Oh, look! The moon is coming out of the mountain. I'm so
What's going on? Where's Talbot?
Then he turned into a wild man and ran away. What is going on here, Mr. Frankenstein?
I can't explain it to you. You wouldn't understand. He has a disease which affects him strangely.
Oh, we have to go find him and help him.
No, that's impossible. He's very dangerous when he's like this.
Well, I'm going to go find him even if you won't. Somebody's got to help him.
Oh, no, that's a really bad idea. Oh,
But Natasha, darling, he was quite innocent. You did not have to swoop down on us like a rebel.
Oh, stay away from me, you flea-bitten Casanova, or I'll scratch your eyes out.
Natasha.
Oh, don't interrupt me when I'm arguing, Henry. The first chance he gives, he's off with some silly woman.
Oh, look, this poor creature you frightened to death.
Natasha, I must speak with you. Here is the crystal. You must get this placed on Mr. Woodknocker immediately.
Henry, I'm not interested in your silly games anymore. Do your own dirty business.
Oh, but you can't be mad at Claude. It wasn't his fault. Mrs. McGonagall was to blame. She was flirting with him, throwing herself at him, the little tramp. Claude was just being polite.
I don't believe it.
Oh, but it's true.
Yes, it is true. I am but an innocent bystander.
Oh, count the things you say.
Innocent. All right, Henry. I will take the crystal.
Oh, thank you. Remember, I will do anything to make it up to you, but you must hurry.
Leave it to me.
Yes, of course. Well, one last check of the instruments. We can't be too careful.
What is going on between you two, my darling?
Oh, nothing, my sweet. Henry is doing some sort of experiment. He gave me this little crystal to hold for safekeeping.
He seems quite anxious. It must be very important.
Oh, yes. He said it was very important. Here, you take it. You know how I use it.
It looks like a diamond.
Yes, it is very beautiful. Keep it close to your heart. Don't ever lose it.
Oh, just as I keep you close to my heart. Oh, Natasha, darling, do you ever forgive me for the past?
Oh, after tonight there will be nothing to forgive, my darling. Glad. Take it.
Oh, my God, it's beautiful, Natasha. I am mine so indeed.
When you get through with her feet, you can start on mine. If that isn't an insult, I don't know what is. Come on, Natasha, leave this stuffed shirt. Fly away with me, I love you.
Oh, I don't know what to say.
If I was in your place, I wouldn't know what to say either. Perhaps you could suggest something. As a matter of fact, you do. To me, you suggest a baboon. What? Oh, I'm sorry I said that. It's not fair to the rest of the baboons.
You are making me angry. I am a man of few words.
I am a man of one word. Scrap.
Come, Natasha. Let's find a place that we can be alone.
What? You still here? Don't look now, but there's one too many men in here, and I think it's you. Natasha, it's the same old story. Romeo and Juliet, boy meets girl, Minneapolis, and whoa, don't point that nose at me, it might go off. Oh, trying to sneak up on me, eh? Touché. Arrivederci. Hasta la bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
How was that, my dear?
Oh, it's a wonderful.
I took lessons at Acme fencing. Ooh, alone at last. Well, you know, I can sit in your lap all night long as you don't stand up. Ooh, your eyes, how they shine like the pants in my blue serge suit. Well, that's no reflection on you, my dear. That's just the reflection on my pants. Well, you know, we should go away together. If only I had a bungalow. Well, you could be on the inside and I'd be on the outside trying to get in. Or you could be on the outside and I'd be on the inside trying to get out. Or you could go upstairs and I could go downstairs. Ah, forget it. If you haven't heard from me by Friday, the whole thing's off. Will you marry me? Well, yeah.
Mr. Woodknocker, that would be big of me.
Well, that'd be big of me, too. That'd be big of all of us.
Hey, I've never heard of it. I'm going to tell Mrs. Woodknocker everything I heard. I knew you were a cat all along.
I always thought of myself as a Mercedes.
Strange.
Oh, she's more than strange, my dear.
Sorry, I didn't know this.
Where did he come from?
From the fireplace, of course. I do wish you'd go back. Well, you must meet me out in the garden now, my dear. Well, I can see it now, you and the moon. You are a necktie, so I'll know which one you are. And while the moon's sneaking around the clouds, I'll be sneaking around you.
Pop, Dr. Frankenstein told Igor that the machine was ready and he gave the crystal to the Countess.
Well, she hasn't slipped it to me yet. Heavens knows I've given her plenty of opportunity. What about that machine?
I can't get anywhere close to it. Dr. Frankenstein keeps on fiddling with the dials and the levers.
Well, run back down there and try to wait for your chance to get out, and I'll try to get Frankenstein up here somehow.
I don't believe a word of it, Mrs. McGonagall. My husband may be annoying, but he's not unfaithful.
Oh, but I heard him and I saw him.
Are you sure? You said yourself that you were coming out of a faint. Maybe you just misunderstood.
Well, if you don't want to take my word for it, I shall leave. In fact, I'm going to pack my bag. I've been frightened by bats and chased by heaven knows what, and for all intents and purposes have been called a liar. I'm going to visit the Count's castle. He promised to show me his broken battlements.
This has been one mess of a vacation. Everybody deserted me.
Excuse me. I did not realize the room was occupied.
The room's not crowded. Come in.
Allow me to introduce myself. I am Count Frankenstein. You remind me of the beautiful Venus, my country.
How do you do? I'm entranced. Enchanted. To meet.
No, it is I who am enchanted to meet you. Ah, such a lovely man. Like his son.
Count.
You shine like the moon of my night rising above the rugged mountains of my beautiful country.
Count, I don't think you should talk to me like that. Just met me. You don't even know me.
Such evenings were made for getting acquainted.
Now, Count, I'm a married woman. I don't appreciate such advances.
Forgive me, dear lady. I meant no offense. I am but a lonely traveler of the night. You have reminded me of the beautiful being of my country. Forgive me for my rashness and that your feet.
Well, this is where I came in. You snaked the grass, you toad in a hole.
Julius, what are you doing there?
I'm getting an earful. But don't worry, my dear, I shall save you from this masher.
Oh, Julius, don't be so melodramatic.
You thrust me for the last time, Mr. Woodlocker. I shall destroy you.
Well, you shall have to catch me first.
What?
Hey! That time. Come on, get up and fight. What are you, a man or a mouse? I know, throw some cheese on the floor, then we'll find out.
Julius, how could you do such a thing to this poor man?
Well, every man must defend his home, Mom, America, and apple pie. Not necessarily in that order.
Oh, what's going on down here? Oh, Count, what happened?
Mr. Woodpecker attacked me.
Oh, man.
What's going on in here?
What's going on? We're having a party. You know how to rumba?
Oh, yes.
Pick a number.
No. Get away from me!
Julius, darling, I have been waiting for you.
And what does she mean by that, Julius, darling?
I told ya there's something hanky-panky going on.
Why, nothing, my dear. She's merely overwhelmed by my charm.
Does he have the crystal?
You mean, he?
Well, how did you get it?
Now I've got it.
Crystal! Come back here! Oh, my!
All the river and through the woods. To Emily's house we go.
Wait a minute. What are we doing? We want him to have the crystal.
So, you thought you could steal my brain, eh, Frankenstein?
Steal your brain?
Yes, whoever has this crystal at 11 o'clock when his machine goes off has their brain transferred into his monster.
But Natasha, you gave that crystal to me.
It was just a joke, darling.
Well, don't feel badly, Count. You can have it back.
Oh, thanks. I don't want it.
Oh, no. Consider it again.
Doctor, the machine, it's going to explode. The little boy, he put the lever.
Pop, I did it! I twisted the dials and I pulled the levers and I blew up the machine. Igor tried to stop me, but I was Pop, are you alright?
I married your mother because I wanted children. Imagine my disappointment when you arrived.
Natasha, darling, I think I've had enough vacation. This quiet, restful retreat. Come. Let us leave these crazy people and return to the simple life of Swan's Vein.
Oh, yes, my sweet. And love, can you ever forgive me for my foolish thoughts? I belong only to you.
Of course. And I promise never to look at another woman again.
Well, goodbye, Henry. But where is Henry?
Probably easily with his mother. He will never give up.
Well, goodbye, Julia. See you, Doctor. And family.
Miriam!
Oh, look at this Talbot. He's no longer the wolfman, and the moon is still in the sky.
Oh, Larry, you were right. I was so frightened. You were like a wild man.
Oh, I feel like a normal human being again. The energy released from the machine must have cured me in some way. Miriam, marry me.
Yes. I didn't want to my hair.
Well, it's all right with me as long as he wears a flea collar.
Oh, young love. Come, my sweet. Let us fly through the night as one.
Watch out for that tree. On the left. And after all the things he said to me.
Mrs. McGonagall, you're a woman that's been getting nothing but dirty brakes. That's all right. You'll clean and tighten those brakes, but you'll have to stay in the garage overnight.
Be nice to Mrs. McGonagall, Julius. She suffered enough.
Be nice to Mrs. McGonagall? Very well, my dear. Mrs. McGonagall, I'm going to be nice to you. I haven't a clue how, but I'm going to be nice to you. Well, Ruth, has this vacation been exciting enough for you?
We came on this vacation to get away from excitement.
Very true, my dear.
Julius, I don't understand you. But after 20 years of marriage, I'm going to quit trying to change you.
It's a good thing he's already changed.
Let that be a lesson to you, Miriam. If you can't change him before you get married, you never will afterwards.
Well, Mrs. McGonagall, Jr., we got packing to do. Come, my dear, let us lodge with my fleas in the flee to my lodge in the hills. There he is. This guy on a leash.
Oh, it's wonderful to be me again. Oh, the doctor did cure me even if his brain transfer was a failure. Igor, where is the doctor anyway?
I don't know, I've been looking all over for him. The last time I saw him, he was in this room yelling something about his machine.
Well, I'm sure we'll see him again later. Let's just hope that he's giving up on all these wild dreams. Speaking of wild dreams, tally-ho, Miriam. Let's saddle up and take that walk in the moon. Just kidding.
Nobody ever asked me to go for a walk in the moonlight. There is
Igor, come down here and get me out of these chains. What do you mean, locking me in the dungeon? Igor, must I do everything myself?
Oh, my! Oh, my, oh, my! Oh! Doctor! Oh! You told me to wait in the dungeon. Oh! Have you changed your mind? Oh!